Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose and this is my review for John Wick Chapter 4. That's right, very excited about this one. I'm a huge John Wick fan. I love the first film. It was a huge surprise when that came out. Really liked the second one. Not quite as good as the first, but still really good. And the third one, in terms of action, I thought was the best of the series. As a film, not as good as the first. First has always been the best because it's the most simplest story, the most grounded, and really laid the groundwork for all these other films, right? So, but that being said, I love the third one, and I'm a huge fan of that one. So I was really excited to see part four, chapter four, whatever you want to call it. And I heard a lot of good things leading up to all the reactions early on that came out last week. So I was really excited about this one. And I gotta say, this is not a good movie. It's a great movie. This movie's awesome. I really enjoyed this new entry into the series which I love and hold dear and close to my heart here. Keanu Reeves, come on, bro. He's the man, right? It is what it is, right? He's aging backwards. He's like Benjamin Button, for Christ's sake, I swear to God. But no, this movie is just, it's so much fun, a worthy entry into the series. And I know going into it, my biggest concern was the time, right? This is a 2 hour and 50 minute long film, so it's long. But and that's always concerning because particularly with action films, there's no need to be that long, to be honest with you. And sometimes depends how much you pack in there, the action can get a little bit exhausting, right? You kind of just start tuning it out. It's almost too much at times. And I had a little issue with that in part three towards the end, where so much is going on, so many fight scenes just kind of got a little repetitive, and a little bit exhausting, but still great. Don't make no mistake about it here. But obviously here, chapter four, we got, of course, John Wick still trying to gain his freedom, and through all the rules and all that that's been set up, he finds a loophole, if you will, in order to challenge the Marquis, who is the villain here, played by Bill Skarsgård, who's great, by the way. And to challenging him in a duel to gain his freedom, and he's got to kind of work his way and survive up to that point and do what John Wick does best, and that's kick a whole lot of ass, because a whole lot of ass is kicking here. And I love the addition of the new characters. Donnie Yang, he's fantastic. I love him as a character. He's playing like now a blind assassin. He has an old friend of John Wick who becomes an adversary. Of course, Bill Skarsgård, that was great. There's a new character called Nobody, which who I really enjoyed. I wish I would have gone more into who he was and what his background, but he's really cool as well. Ian McShane is back, of course. All the old user players are back for this one. But as usual, this one really expands the world and the lore that's been built up through all the prior chapters. And let's be clear, we came for one thing. Well, two things. We want Keanu Reeves to the action. This is what these movies have been about, right? But the action and the taking it to a new level with every single film, which is why I thought the third, just in terms of action, was the best out of the three. But this one here, I mean, again, I don't know where I will place this in order. It's too soon to tell. I'll watch it again and kind of let it digest and say, is it better than three, better than two, whatever the case is. But nonetheless, it's great. It's just so much fun. And despite the 2 hour and 50 minute runtime, it didn't feel that long. I was not bored at any point. It's well paced. And what I really enjoyed is that they gave you basically three big action set pieces. That's all there is. And the world, paced and so incredibly well executed. Again, these action sequences are long, right? And it takes its time, it's building up the action scene into the crescendo, if you will. And that's what John Wick excels more so than most any other action series, for the most part, particularly with the the gung fu and the fighting, is that it's so well shot, so well executed and inventive to find new ways to really give you what you've seen before, but just in a different way. You don't get bored of what you're seeing. Yeah, you've seen John Wick shoot 1,000 guys in other films, obviously. And yes, he shoots 1,000 guys in this film. It's John Wick. But ultimately, how the cinematography that they use is great. They really know how to, there's no shaky cam. Other directors use shaky cam, fast editing, none of that nonsense here. A lot of long shots, let you see the action, really well set up. And one scene in particular, I think by the third act, which is great, by the way, where they're in a building and John Wick is shooting his way through, of course, but they take a top view of the inside of the building, so you see it. You can see the rooms, adjacent rooms, and all that from their perspective, and he's kind of mowing down the enemies. Really cool shot design and cinematography choice. Things like that really stand out in the film. The stunt work is great. Now, again, people might complain. I think those some complaints where John Wick is now a superhero. Yeah, it's true. He's almost unbeatable. Takes some of the stakes away, but. And I agree, he's falling down from 8 stories and getting hit by cars, and he keeps on trucking. And Normally that would bother me, but fuck it, man. It's John Wick. This is what you want to see. This is what you pay your money for. Seeing him kick ass. And that's exactly what you get in it. Again, it's so well done. And again, with having only three main sequences of action, it doesn't get boring. It doesn't get exhausting, right? And it's very well paced. I like the story. It's really well done. These new characters, everything really fits well. And to a really just very entertaining film. Pure, if you're an action junkie, this is the film to watch. I absolutely had a blast with this. Audience had as well. And if this is the last one, it's kind of left unclear whether it is or not. And I'll leave it at that. But if it is, great way to go out. I hope to see more. I know they're doing stuff, in the world is John Wick, if you will, as far as the Continental. And they got the movie, the series, The Ballerina, coming out with Anna de Armas. Um, who knows, right? I don't know if we're gonna get more of these films or more of John Wick, but if this is the last one, and kudos to them, this is a great send off. If indeed is the last one, I don't know. I personally want to see more because they're just so much fun, and they keep raising the bar in terms of the action. So cool. And this for me is solidifying itself as the second best action series. Could be number one depending on the next Mission Impossible. If Mission Impossible hits, that still remains number one for me overall in terms of the whole series. If not, John Wick could kind of sneak into that top spot. But nonetheless, you may feel differently. You may feel this is the best, and it's hard to argue that because it's good. It's a great action film, exactly what you want to see. They give you tons of it, and although despite the length, it just does. I never felt like it was that long. I never did. Time really flew because it's really well paced and really well done. It's so engaging in the characters. Everything really works in this film. Absolutely go watch it if you guys decide to go see it. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, as always, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed the money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards, or John Wick's gonna kill you. What can I say? Subscribe, everybody. See you guys next time.